Hello and welcome to episode 4 of today's complaints. My name is Brad and I'll be your host. Still working on keeping these short. I'm going to try to keep it under 3 minutes this time. Um, Today's complaint, well, not there's going to be a lot. This episode's complaint is construction. I was just watching episode 3 to see how it came out, and I kept having to go back and try to decide, is it happening right now? Is somebody banging on this building? Or is it on, is this part of the actual audio? And it was. I'm so sorry about that noise. Um, but I figured that episode's such a classic, I can't just delete it. It just has to stay with all of its imperfections. Um, but I do have a second retraction, and I guess I could make this part of the list. I can make this complaint number 2. Um, Complaint number 2 is that I so often talk faster than I think, which is really embarrassing to admit. Just like with the books, saying that these are all books I love. It's like, no, I think I had an idea about doing that originally when I first cleared off that shelf. Was I could just put all my favorite books up here, and then I realized, no, I should actually put up books that I want to access because, keep the classics in another room where I can find them, but I don't have to have them. Anyway, gonna keep this short. We're at 1:30. Talking faster than I think. Oh, so here's what happened at the beginning of coronavirus in Washington State. As soon as I heard we had a case of coronavirus in the state, one single case, I got so paranoid. Um, I don't know if you've heard about this or not, but God is constantly trying to end my life. At least that's what I'm afraid of. So uh, I thought, okay, now I'm going to get coronavirus and die because it's in Washington State. And I went to Walmart to stock up on everything. I didn't pig out on the toilet paper. I'm not one of those. I did get about a 6 month supply. Not that day though, but overall, I bought enough to last through August, and it lasted through November. I guess I don't use it as fast as I thought. Well, so much for keeping this one short. But I can still make it quick, get it over with. That's all it's about, is just getting it over with. So I remember going to Walmart, and nobody else seemed worried, and I felt like a bomb was about to drop. And I made eye contact with this woman. Sorry, I'd forgotten about this. Nobody seemed the least bit concerned until I passed this woman with a cart full of nothing but milk, and she looks like I feel, like she can hear the whistling of the atom bomb about to drop on us. Man, that look on her face, like we're all gonna die right now, today. Anyway, so on what I'm getting at is on episode 3, I think it was the one previous, I said that I was masking and social distancing from the very beginning, and that was just incorrect. I was social distancing beginning that day, and to the point where it could get awkward, like because other people weren't, they couldn't figure out why I was being so skittish. Because I do Instacart shopping, and there was, I've been full of anxiety for about a year and a half because going in these crowded places, trying to social distance, and I feel like I'm putting out this really, really negative energy that's actually, I feel like I've, caused some problems between myself and some of these employees. Like I just want to tell them, no, I swear, under normal circumstances, I'm a pretty easy to relate to person. I'm I'm no threat, but I kind of feel like I'm putting out this really negative energy, like everybody get away from me. So I am in the wrong profession for somebody who's afraid of coronavirus, but I guess I made it. I guess God's going to choose a different method to take me. So I wasn't masking from the very first day. Actually, what happened with me with masking was I was masking long before the mandates, though. I started to notice gradually that more and more people were wearing masks. And then at the point that I started counting and realizing we're at about 50% now, I can count about half the faces with masks and half without. And I'm supposed to be this professional. I mean, I shop for a living. So why am I not masking? And that same day, this older woman asked me if I could get something off the shelf for her. And when I did, I said, by the way, can you Well, no, I asked her about her mask, and she said she made it. And I said, "Could you make one for me? I'd be willing to pay you." And I think of her as she's a woman I call Jan Mask because she gave me her phone number, and I wrote Jan, and then I realized I'm going to forget who this is, so I wrote Mask afterwards. In my mind, she's always been Jan Mask, and it took a couple of days. I went to her place, and she refused to take any money. So thank you, Jan Mask, for my first mask. But I was masking before most people, or long before the mandates. I didn't mean to say that on day one I just put on a mask and was the only person walking around with one. So, uh, good news, I've decided to come up with an ending before I start. So today's ending is a quote from. Oh, wait, first. As usual, we here at uh, Today's Complaints will never ask you to like, subscribe, or hit the bell. You're welcome. I've got a great ending plan for this. Well, I don't want your expectations to be too high. But at least it's better. It's going to be better than the other endings. The other endings have all been pretty embarrassing. Okay, so I've got to keep this short. So I'm just going to do the ending and go. And thank you for watching. But I want to quote Louise Hay, who said, "If you never measure," or I'm not. This is not a direct quote, but she said, if you don't memorize any other affirmation I've ever written, just memorize this one. And it is, all is well, everything is working out for my highest good. Out of this situation, only good will come, and I am safe.